Good evening, gentlemen. I'm glad y'all. I don't know where that came from. How y'all feeling tonight, man? I'm glad you all are here to tune in to tonight's entertainment. I know it's been a minute, as always, but I'm here. Normally, in times of chaos, a hero is called upon. And for me, I'm no hero. I like to consider myself the anti hero, whether it's good or bad. I am going to be the person that's going to give you the truth, whether it's your experience, whether it's the things that you've witnessed in the world or that you're witnessing in the world, or it's from my anecdotal experience. I feel like the truth is necessary. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to the Frenchmen, the moderators of tonight's entertainment, tonight's channel, my brother MPI, my brother XL Pro. Many of you guys who have been rocking with me since day one. I've been around for quite a minute. I don't make as much content as I used to because, real life calls. I often say that I'm one of you. I am a average, everyday, hardworking, blue collar brother who sees the world from a realistic perspective. MPI with the $2 sponsorship. I appreciate you, my brother. He said GMB drops lives like a Lil Wayne mixtape. Absolutely, man. I'm not here when you need me. the most, but I come when you need me as I'm right on time. And so tonight I'm going to dive into a few different things, but first of all, I like to get into the meat of my opening monologue by saying that, listen, this is supposed to be um, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Unfortunately, it's everything but that. Now, I know many of you may call me a cynic. You may even say that I'm being pessimistic, but I believe in rooting everything that I talk about in reality. And the reality is that no one gives a fuck about the plights of men. No one. We live in a society that men are considered nothing more than a useful tool to enhance everyone else's lives around them. Men are born shouldering the burden of carrying their family, whether you create a family or not. You don't have to actually have children to have the burden of responsibility bestowed upon you as a man to carry your family. If you came from the struggle where you weren't you weren't afforded the luxury of generational wealth, or you weren't afforded the luxury of um being born into the best circumstance, you still have to find a way. If you complain about the plights that you may go through, or even having the emotions that a normal human being has, you're considered weak. I often talk about relationship dynamics where if a relationship fails, there's always a preconceived notion that the man is the fault. You know what I'm saying? It was something that the man did that contributed to the demise of that relationship. It's like no one else um has the ability to do any wrong. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Also, if you feel the need or the desire to have an escape and you talk about your issues and problems, those things will be introduced to you at a later date. You could talk about the circumstances that you came up from, the things that you've had to endure to contribute to the way that you function as a man, and those things will be used against you. It's unfortunate, but it's true. I often say that even in the current climate of things, no one asks you, are you okay? No one asks, how's your day going? Are you okay? Because the truth of the matter is, most people don't care. They simply view you as someone that you should be so emotionally disciplined that you shouldn't complain. You shouldn't have any gripe. And I know many men's plight come from the lack of, you know, someone genuinely caring about their circumstance. The reason that I'm making this live stream tonight at the age of 43 years old, the irony of life is tends to hit me a little differently now, because I'll say over the past 18 months, I've witnessed many men around my age passing away. Now, what contributed to them passing away is up for debate. You know, some of these guys didn't take their health very seriously. Many of them were out here working their fingers to the bone to carry their family and leave a legacy. And this is something that I often talk about, because, you know, a man will try to get to the bag and try to build his life to take care of his family. Meanwhile, we live in an age where if they decide to get in a marriage or a relationship, the person that they're with is trying to level up to show the world that they don't need a man. You know what I'm saying? And so there is an empty void when it comes to your own circumstance. Maybe you've gotten laid off from your job. Maybe you were raised in an environment where you had to tote the load, and you felt like you had to shoulder the responsibility of carrying your family into prosperity. And you don't have many people who really care enough to ask you, are you okay? Because the truth of the matter is, many don't care. This is why this type of information will never be popular. Just based off the title and the thumbnail, people will glance over it because no one cares about the plights of men. There's no knock on women, but you will notice that even the average female, who may be a 5, you know what I'm saying, there will be a group of women who will encourage this woman to the point that she believes she's a 10. That's just the world that we live in. And I encourage men to unplug from this matrix. And the matrix is social media. You have so many people trying to live up to unrealistic expectations to the point that they're completely detached from what reality is. They're completely detached of what relationships are and what a healthy dynamic of what a relationship should be. Long gone are the days of when people will stand true and stand firm and listen, I'm with you. I love you. I care about you. I'm with you. No one wants to be regular anymore. Everyone wants to live up to some unrealistic expectation of what life and relationships are. And you will be that hamster on the wheel chasing those fantasies until your impending doom. Because like I said, the irony of life, as long as you live, you will see people that you care about, people that you've known your entire life. Either you're going to leave or they're going to leave. And so when you sit up on social media, when you're online every day and you see celebrities doing all these unrealistic things that don't relate to where you are, you're going to be the person that's trying to chase those fantasies to the point that no one lives in reality. The reality is there are going to be struggles. There's going to be hardships. There is no such thing as the perfect person. I'm not one to say, I'm not one to believe that I am not anti-relationship. I'm not anti-marriage. I just believe in doing things the right way and protecting yourself. But there comes a point that the people or the person that you deal with has to be on the same wave frequency. And you notice throughout your day-to-day interaction that people are not vibrating, they're not operating on a level of high frequency. It's very low vibrational. Whether it's a Sexy Red song where it's more like a jingle, and you have women who recite these jingles, because words are very powerful. And so you will speak these things into existence. You know, and although these things may not be reality for some of you guys, it's reality for most of you guys. No one really cares about how their behavior or how their words affect you. You are supposed to be a man. You are supposed to just take that shit on the chin and continue to move forward. There's a few things I'm going to touch on tonight. And one of those things is being a normal human being is frowned upon. And talking about your problems and issues with other people is frowned upon. You can't be a person of high morality and high character these days. Even if you talk about the things that you're displeased with, they will be met with shaming language. Either you're insecure or you're sassy. And that is a immediate way of someone to tell you to shut up, nigga. When someone, questions your sexuality, you can't talk about your preference in a woman as a man. You will be immediately met with you're sassy, you're spicy, you're homosexual, all these things, man. And these are the things that you witness every day. So you can't say anything. You have no outlet, even in the barbershops these days. You got women in here cutting hair. We live in a world of equality. There is no safe space for a man to vent his frustrations and problems, even though he's carrying the world on his back. Men have made the world so comfortable for everyone else to the point that no one feels the need to need men anymore. No one cares. And unfortunately, many of you brothers have to accept this reality. It's supposed to be mental health awareness month, but it's been consumed with, rainbow stuff, other kinds of pride. And if you speak about having heterosexual man pride, you would be called a misogynist. These people don't have a problem with having homosexual male besties. They don't have a problem with these men portraying themselves to be women. Look no further than the minstrel show that's going on BET right now. This is the world that we live in, that people care more about, the rainbow than they do about straight men. And it's unfortunate that when you have a critique of the opposite sex, you will be labeled as that you hate women and that you're down low. And trust me, I know that there are down low brothers out there. That it is a real thing. But you are being labeled that by women who don't have a problem being openly bi-curious, at least smacking each other on the ass, grinding on each other, celebrating each other in their dysfunction, even indulging in scissoring and all this other shit. I believe that there is a form of projection. You'll notice when a lot of women talk about their past relationships and how it failed, it will always be the man's fault. And nowadays it's because he was down low. That's a real thing. Granted, some are. But I'll argue and say that many of the men that these women desire more than anything have really done a number on them. You know, to the point that they project that shit onto every man, because being an average man, being a hardworking blue collar man is frowned upon. You got to be a boss. You got to live up to those unrealistic expectations that people see on social media. You know, if you're not making $500,000 a year, you're considered dusty. If you're a work in progress, you just don't measure up. It's just the truth. And I say to a certain degree that a lot of guys fuck the game up by allowing disrespect. Guys will allow, because like I said before, many guys are still seeking the love that they may or may have not gotten from their mother. They expect every woman to treat them with love and consideration and just, nurturing. We live in a different age now. And I think it's high time that guys really hone it in and focus on whatever your circumstance is, to try to elevate your circumstance and be okay with being alone. I talked about how the brothers that I've seen pass away, that I've known personally around my age group, many of them were family men. Even one that I realized that passed away a couple of years ago, who was married for over 20 years, his wife is now married to another guy. Within 2 years of his death, she's married to someone else. Now, I don't know the inner workings of his relationship, but I do know by all indication that he was a hardworking brother. He did everything he could do to provide a better life for his family, and he's no longer here. Another man has taken his place. This is why it's important that you guys really just hone in and focus on what your life should be. A lot of the times we put our own needs and wants and desires to the wayside for a family, or we put our needs and desires to the wayside for another person. And in reality, unbeknownst to you, it's all about them. They question everything about you so they can have a sense of security for themselves. You will notice they never mention anything about what they contribute to your life as far as the grand scheme of things. I'll argue and say that outside of the honeymoon phase, there are going to be a lot of coming to the reality that these people are not for you. Unfortunately, a lot of guys will put up with a lot of disrespect, because as the more you pour into people, the more you operate out of a sense of scarcity, as if you don't believe that you deserve any better. You will put up with all kind of nonsense, and stress. The stress of it all will actually deteriorate your health. You find yourself focusing more on the other person's happiness than you do your own. You stop taking care of yourself as much as you should. You worry about every problem and issue that they present and the things that they are concerned about when it comes to you, instead of being a full package and presenting yourself as who you are. Listen, I'm not a millionaire. I probably will never be a millionaire, but I'm resourceful. I'm good with my hands. I will care for you when you're sick. You will never have to worry about a roof over your head, food on your table, or clothes on your back. But for some people, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. When you realize the signs are there outside of the honeymoon phase that it's not enough, then it may be time for you to reevaluate your relationship or your circumstance dealing with those people. And it doesn't mean that you have to hate those people. It doesn't mean that, you have to have ill will or resentment toward them. It could just mean that those people aren't for you and it's on to the next. I am starting to believe in my life that whatever is for me is someone who wants to be off of the grid. We get to the money, we make shit happen, we popping, we doing nothing, but we doing it for each other. We're not doing it for social media. And we can have 10 acres on a goddamn lake or a river, some goddamn well, and we off the grid. But this drug that so many people are addicted to through social media, through attention, it makes it very hard to decipher who is for you and who's not for you. Because of course, man, you want to have personality, you want to have charisma, you want to have swag about yourself. In today's time, man, it's almost like you have to be a combination of Nipsey Hussle, Jesus, you know what I'm saying, some professional athlete, and Bill Gates. And for those guys who pretty much have bits and pieces of those people in one, they don't need to deal with one person exclusively. Neither do they have the desire to deal with one person exclusively. Again, like I said, reality is perceived as negativity. Having a high moral compass of the way that you conduct yourself and speaking upon it is considered hating. It's almost like people will wish you dead, didn't even hear about your preference. It's almost like I'm convinced in order to have peace, you're going to have to unplug from the matrix. And the people that you bring into your life are going to have to be unplugged as well. You and you alone, if you're going to deal with any kind of relationship, is going to have to be a person that is under the same belief system as you, carry the same moral fabric as you. People who don't try to make sense out of nonsense. People who don't feed into the delusion of what social media presents, because we already know that people are operating under the belief system that social media is reality. And if you speak about that shit, you're a problem. You're toxic. And you will find yourself being mentally and emotionally drained dealing with people who don't operate under the same frequency as you do. A lot of people, a lot of men just spend too much time investing into people who are not for them. You give your power into a relationship to people who are not for you. You do everything you can to make a safe space for people who are simply not for you. I often say that, man, listen, being a man, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And for most women, it's instant gratification. So they want results overnight. Unfortunately, we can't operate under that. We have to foresee where our direction is going and take subtle steps into going that direction. We have to find a place of peace, because I think a lot of people underestimate the power of peace. When you're in a situation where you're arguing too much, where you're fighting too much, you're bickering over nonsense, then that is a problem. And instead of diagnosing the problem and the issues and addressing those things and moving forward, you will find yourself in a situation with someone who is always going to talk about what the problem is in their mind. You're not creating a safe space for them. It's all about them. It's never about you, because again, like I said, being a man, you're supposed to just take it on the chin. The disrespect, the lack of care, the lack of nurturing, those things will undoubtedly break you, man. And it chips away at your confidence. It chips away at your self-esteem, and it drives you into a state of depression. I'm going to open it up tonight because I like to hear from some of you brothers about your own experiences, because no one tends to talk about our issues. Everything that you look at online, whether it's a podcast, it's always about women, women this and women that. And though some gripes are valid, at the end of the day, man, you are the architect of your destiny. You control the outcome. You control the direction of your life. And you can't give that power away, man. Talking about things that go viral. I've never seen so many men, be so emotionally undisciplined that someone can take a picture of a female with her ass half out, and they can write in things about what her preferences are. She doesn't say these things from her mouth. They just have a picture, and then they have a list of things that what her preference is, and guys will make 3-hour live streams about it. And not realizing that people will troll you to get emotional responses out of you. Salute to the brother MPI with the $10 sponsorship. He said, I told the woman I don't have the mental, physical, or financial capacity to entertain a relationship. I enjoy what we have between us. If you're looking for more, I'm not the man for you. At least you're honest, bruh. You understand what I'm saying? You're dealing with a culture that if a man has a 401k, if he's working a blue collar job, he's considered less than, and he will be considered something that she's settling for. Having a roof over your head, a little bit of money to eat and put gas in your car and maybe go out and have a few date nights and all this stuff. That stuff is not enough these days for you guys who want to entertain a relationship. You have to get to a point where you have to be in a position where you believe that you are enough. Now, I'm not telling you to be complacent with where your position is in life. I'm not telling you to settle for your position in life. You should always try to advance yourself. Many of us had to go through the circumstance of having to start over again. You're looking at one of them. There are 3 different times in my life, my personal life, that I had to start over from ground zero, man. But guess what? I'm still here. I haven't been in many relationships in my life. I've been in 3 serious relationships in my life. And although they ended, they were long term. You know, I stayed in it as long as I could until it started disrupting my peace and it starts to take its toll on me mentally. And when things start to take its toll on you mentally, it would undoubtedly take its toll on you physically, even financially. Spiritual Alpha with the $10 sponsorship. Salute to you, my brother. Good to see you in the building, man. I'm gonna open it up. I mean, no, that's Hulk. Spiritual Logic Hulk, man. Hey, look, I'm gonna open it up tonight if you're still around, Hulk. You know, salute, brother GMB speaking wisdom. Absolutely, man. I appreciate you for tuning in. Hashtag men first. Spiritual Alpha was next up with the $5 sponsorship. He said, salute GMB and the wrench gang. Absolutely, man. So I really want guys to consider this a safe haven for your issues, man. You know, I'm not talking about guys who may be going through something catastrophic in their life. This is something that you can reach me, you know, personally about. But I'm talking about the guys who have endured suffering, endured pain, endured the things that a lot of people like to push to the wayside, and you've overcome those things. You are a testament of what masculinity and what being a man should be about. The resiliency that comes from having to pick yourself up when no one else is there. You may have faced a circumstance where people have betrayed you, have forsaken you, have left you for dead, man. And you've been able to pick up the pieces and push forward. You may not quite be where you want to be, but you're getting there. Day by day, week by week, month by month, you're finding that place of solace. And then you get to the point where you realize that you don't need people as much as you think you do. You don't desire to have a relationship as much as you did before. Because a lot of the times what happens is you pour so much into other people that you have nothing left to give yourself. Yes, with your imperfect self, you're still enough for the right person. True too with the $5 sponsorship. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first. He said you can't never take a number 2 and promote her into first place because she has always been second best and she's side to that place. Listen, man, you will notice that people will revert to what they're used to. This is why I talk about trying to fix broken people. Broken people will break you. They will take your whole self and you pour everything into this person, trying to build them back up until they feel somewhat whole again and they leave you broken. And then they still will revert back to the things and the people that broke them. You can pour love and affection and attention, understanding into these people, and they still will find a way to sabotage it by bringing up things that they are traumatized from. Dealing with other people, especially, particularly when it comes to relationships, if those people are not whole and complete, find yourself fighting an uphill battle. It's like taking a piece of glass that's been broken into several different pieces and trying to glue it back together, trying to fix this person and build this person from the broken pieces into the ideal person of that you want them to be. And that shit is draining, man. Yes, you have your own imperfections, but you're trying to be the person that this person needs you to be, and you're losing sight of who you are. And now you're becoming someone that they want you to be instead of being yourself. Like Steven said, man, many of us learn the hard way. Many people don't care about the suffering that you've been through. Many people don't care about the things that you're going through on a day-to-day basis. We live in a world where everyone is presenting their best selves, as if everyone is doing great, and we know that's not the case. The antidepressant industry is making trillions of dollars off people. You got more people smoking hookah, drinking Casamigos, shaking their ass, taking antidepressant medicine more than ever before. Why is that? Many people are not happy with themselves. You see more people getting, cosmetic surgery because they're not happy with themselves. Instead of embracing the fact that you're still here, embracing the fact that you've been resilient enough and you've overcame enough that you can wear your goddamn war wounds, man. You can wear the scars, and you could be a testament and a testimony for many others who are going through the same situations that you've been faced with. The same things that you had to overcome, there's someone else that's going through that shit right now. But those things are frowned upon. Most people are ashamed of their scars. But based off their codependency on needing someone else, they will introduce all that trauma and all that baggage into someone else's life. Y'all don't hear me? Many of you guys are forcing yourself onto broken people. And when you're dealing with broken people, you will never be enough. Being regular will never be enough. You and your $100,000 a year job or your $90,000 a year job, dressing appropriately and not being outside, you won't be enough for the wrong person, for a broken person. I'm going to dive into a few different things tonight, because it's dark outside, man. How y'all feeling tonight, man? I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far, man. That was my opening monologue, man. I know I went into a lot of things, but it's just the truth. I'm not here to talk about celebrity gossip. I'm here to talk about the state of men's mental health and where it stands in today's climate. True too with the $5 sponsorship. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first. When you meet a female, before you get into deep, you should always ask them if somebody ever played with them. If they were violated, they can't be fixed. Listen, man. Acknowledging where you've come from and acknowledging your behavior and where it stems from, based off of you being hurt, you being forsaken, you've been betrayed. Once you can, find the problem, then you could come to a solution. Okay, then I'm not going to let someone else's behavior determine my outcome. I'm not going to let a broken person break me. I'm not going to let a failed relationship define me. I'm not going to allow the fact that I trusted the wrong person, I believed in the wrong person, I invested in the wrong person, I loved the wrong person, define the fact that I am who I am. And I'm going to continue to push forward with every inch of me. Me personally, man, I always find ways to motivate myself, whether it's through pain, whether it's through loss, grief, whatever it is. I'm going to always find a way to inspire myself from within, because everything that you need in this life comes from within you. But you have to program your mind to believe that you are enough. You're worthy. And once you have the ability to believe that, and you have the utmost confidence in yourself, you will attract better. Things will start to become more fluent, more effortless. The right people will come into your life. Art Business with the $5 sponsorship. I appreciate you, man. He said, speaking nothing but facts. Salute, GMB. Man, absolutely, man. I'm not here to throw up my accomplishments or saying that I have everything together, because I don't. I am on ground zero with every other brother that's in the chat room and every other person that's out here, man. I don't live my life vicariously through other people through social media. I don't. Most of that shit has no bearings on the way that I conduct myself. Do I want more out of life? Absolutely. But it's a marathon. It's a process. You are enough. Believe in your heart of heart that you are enough, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're married, or whether you're alone. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about the fact that a friend of hers was 45 years old, and she's a attractive woman. And the fact that she didn't like the fact that I said that the person that she's looking for at 45 was the same person that she discredited at 25. It is just the truth. But now she would be willing to give that man at 45 the opportunity that she wouldn't give him at 25, because your biological clock starts to tick. You've matured to a point where you're just happy with having someone. Unfortunately, it's unfair to the man, because he's getting a shell of what she had to offer at 25. That's just human nature. She's been through a lot of the trauma of dealing with the people that she thought would be worthy, or the people that measured up to her expectations during those times, but those relationships failed. And then try to equate that with a man. Most men at that age, they're okay with being alone, because as we age, we mature, we find a place of financial stability. We can live alone. We can take care of our own business. And for some women, they do it as well. But at the end of the day, man, when you're traveling through this journey of life, it's always better when you have someone that's with you, someone that acknowledges the fact that I'm with you. I'm going to ride with you, baby. Well, no matter what it is, outside of you doing self-destructive bullshit and doing shit that's less than who you are, because you're not operating out of a sense of high moral standing. You're doing all kind of bullshit, being willy-nilly with your life. No one wants to deal with that. No man wants to deal with a woman that's out here willy-nilly, and no man wants to deal with a woman that's out here willy-nilly. It's the same things. But having someone who is relatable, someone who believes in you enough that you can overcome anything. Small things don't even exist anymore. You have a conversation about it and you move on. Unfortunately, when things don't measure up to people's expectation, they feel the need to harp on them for longer than they need to be harped on. And that will always present a problem when you care more about the problem than you do the solution. Gladiator with the $50 sponsorship, man. Salute to you, my brother. Oh, shit. My bad. Let me go back. He said, going to bed now as I have an early grind tomorrow morning, so I'll catch the replay. Just wanted to show some love from Jersey. Salute to you. Hashtag man first. Salute to you, my brother Gladiator. You are the night sponsor with the $50 sponsorship, man. I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, catch the playback. I have some more things that I'm going to talk about as well, man. I appreciate that $50 sponsorship for sure. D Flim, my Wrenchman brother. Salute to you. He said, blessing GMB and salute to the Wrenchman for sure. I appreciate the $10 sponsorship. The brother Book of Alpha Running Man. Always, man. You know, me and Book ran it for about an hour and a half today, man. So that is, you know, we talked about a lot of different things. So I'm sure that he know that some of tonight's content comes from our conversation. He said, Alpha's up, Beta's down, men first. Salute my Bama boy brethren. Bless up to the chat, man, for sure, man. Salute the brother Book with the 25 spot. Yeah, man. So, you know, you can always find the real over here. Because I talk about things from an anecdotal experience, from where life is on ground zero. It's not anything that has to do with what's being projected out onto the world that people have you believe what life is. I don't believe every woman out this bitch twerking and shaking her ass, smoking hookah and drinking Casamigos. For me, those women exist. They just don't exist in my world. I look past a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I disqualify people. I disqualify situations. I see things. I see the long game. And that's what people fail to realize about most men who know the direction of their life. You may not get there overnight, but you're getting there. You're working toward things. It doesn't matter if you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40, 50 years old, 60 years old, man. There's always room for growth. And this is something that most men understand about them and their circumstance. Now, are we afforded the luxury of time? No, but there's always a sense of urgency to have a plan for which direction you're trying to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are not going to be a part of that process. Some people are not patient enough to deal with that process. Straight up. It's 2024. And with men who are in tune with who they are, they're not going to deal with any bullshit. They're not going to deal with the disrespect that comes from the quote unquote boss chick. Because we know that most boss chicks tend to try to behave more dominant and masculine. Ain't nobody got time for that shit, man. You'll find that most of these women that be in their 40s and, and beyond, they're stuck in their ways. Many people are stuck in their ways based off of what they've experienced through life. They can't see things outside of their realm of understanding because that's what they're accustomed to. And like I said, man, even after you that come in being the white knight, the shining armor, the guy in shining armor, trying to, make up for all those shortcomings that they've had in their past relationships, trying to prove your worth. Even after you, they will revert back to what they're accustomed to, what they're used to. God damn it. Why is my shit acting like that today? Yeah. And so I want guys to really understand, man, and I want you guys to believe in your heart of hearts that you are enough, but never be complacent. Always know that although you are a work in progress, you're going to get where you're trying to go. And even when you get to where you're trying to go, you don't have to compromise your integrity. You can still be yourself and be true to yourself. You can still have a high moral compass. You can still have your standard boundaries, and you don't compromise those things for anyone. And that includes family. That includes relationships, no matter what it is. There are men out here in this world that are not controlled by pussy. I know a lot of women don't believe that, but there are. You know, book with another 25 spot. Man, I appreciate you, my brother. He said, Gator squarely on her neck at all times. Squarely on her neck at all times. Hey, man, keep the pedal to the metal, baby. Every fiber of your being should be focused on gaining peace in your life. No matter, social media and other people shouldn't determine what your vision of peace should look like. You may be okay with a camper. You may be okay with having a regular chick. You may be okay with having one that's on the plus size. Don't let social media and these podcasts and shit determine what works for you. So many people are projecting their lives onto other people. It's ridiculous. Of what they think their standard of what a man should conduct himself is. If you're a real man, you hear this shit all the time. A real man does this, a real man does that. Bullshit. Operate under what makes you happy. Operate on what brings you peace. That fulfills your life. That's what you should operate under. Fuck what these people talking about, man. I've seen more motherfuckers, and there's no knock on anyone, that's married to the same type of women that they tell you brothers to stay away from. People who monetize rage, monetize men's shortcoming, and they tell you not to deal with this person, not to deal with this that person, but they're living and cohabitating with these same people. I've seen people on YouTube who women have disrespected them on a live stream, talking to them crazy, but they want to tell you how to not deal with disrespect, how to tell you you don't measure up, how you're not enough because you're not where they are. But they weren't shit prior to coming to YouTube and becoming content creators. Shitting on the same people that has elevated them to the platform that they're on. There's enough bullshit on both sides. Men have gripes about women, women have gripes about men, but at the end of the day, I've watched as men shit on the same people that they supposed to be helping. Once they reach a platform, especially financially through YouTube, they come back and shit on the same people that help them get to the position that they're in right now. Anyway, what's up, sugar? My daughter here. Ain't nothing like knowing yourself and what you want. That's my daughter, man, for sure. Salute to you, baby girl, my string bean. Anyway, there's something else I'm going to touch on tonight, man, because I went on long enough, man. We reaching the 1 hour mark, man. Make sure y'all like the video, man. Please, likes are free. And so I am going to dive into something because, you know, I've been telling y'all guys about these goddamn balloon shows, man. And for me, what works for me may not work for everybody. But I'm not going to put my life on a spectacle and make it seem like, you know, I'm doing an interview or I'm doing a resume for a job when it comes to dealing with a goddamn female. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, I work this job and I make this much money every year. I enjoy doing this and this and this. I don't give a fuck. You meet me where I'm at and we grow from there. spontaneously. I'm not getting on no day naps talking about my career and how many kids I have. You're not finna pre-qualify me or disqualify me based on who I am. Because to know me is to love me, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be a place of peace around here. Yes, I enjoy going on dinner dates. I don't mind being a little chivalrous for someone who's earned it. I'll even acknowledge when I'm wrong. Because I'm not right all the time. But it's always going to be a place of peace with me, regardless. And anytime you get to a point where you feel like you're going to disrupt this peace, then we're going to have to reevaluate what we got going on, baby. True, with another $5 sponsorship. Salute to you, my brother. Don't ever let nobody change you, and you stop being you. It can mentally affect you and makes you become sick. Keep your morals and your own self-dignity. Absolutely. So I got to find what I was going to touch on tonight, because I wanted you guys to understand where I was coming from when it came to this bullshit about about being enough and being disqualified for being enough. Y'all guys give me 1 second here. And everything we do is fair use. This is another fair use. Because I want you guys to understand, man, listen, you'll never be enough for someone who's not for you. You'll never be enough for someone who has already been disqualified for being enough for someone else. Nope, that ain't it. Let's go back. Hold on a second. Man, what the hell? Give me 1 second, guys. Be patient with me here, because I want you guys to see this. Where is it? Where is this goddamn video? All right, let me type it in. See. Fair use. All right, hold on a second. Let me get this up here. All right, here we go. Fair use. Let's get it pulled up on the screen. What's up, my brother? My brother, subject matter expert in here tonight, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hey, look, if you got a minute, you want to come help me break this down, we can do that. Love you too, sugar. Good night. My daughter, you know, I appreciate you for coming through. My brother and my daughter are here tonight, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all like the video. And here we go. Let's go. Let's share. Okay, let's pull this shit up here. Make sure I got it up there. All right, there we go. Balloon popping time.
Love. And today we've got some beautiful single ladies lined up. Make some noise, ladies. Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and be bringing out some single men. They're going to come out one by one. And when he comes around, you know, if he's your type, you know, the height, you know, beard, facial hair, whatever it is, you're feeling him, do not pop your balloon. But if there's anything that's just like, oh no, this is not my.
Like I said before, man, this shit is a meat market. And this shit reeks of low value when it comes to a man.
Guy, go ahead and pop it. And I'll go over to each of you, see why you ended up popping. Y'all ready? Okay, let's get some matches. So let's go ahead and bring out our first single guy.
I want to say this before we get started. Listen, nothing trumps physical attraction. You guys wonder why the guy that fresh out of prison get the most? That prison body? Absolutely. Nothing trumps physical attraction. You understand what I'm saying? Anything less than that, even if you have money, you're still going to get less than. And you're not going to get the full scale of what a woman has to offer if she has physical attraction to you. You're only going to be used for what you can provide financially. And even sometimes that ain't enough.
Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
Look at old girl right there in the brown. What, right there? She popped her shit immediately. He just don't measure up. You see what I'm saying? That could be a millionaire. She don't give a fuck. He don't measure up. Let's go.
My name is Alistair.
Alistair, how old are you?
I'm 36 years old.
36. Okay. And what do you do?
I'm a deputy sheriff.
All right. Okay. And what are some things you like to do for fun?
Woo! When you said you was the police, it was over with. You don't have that Nipsey hustle. You are disqualified. You got to have a little thug in you. That is you can't be no regular blue collar motherfucker with a pension and a 401k. You got to have a little street in you. And when you said you was a police officer, a deputy sheriff, it was over with. For black women. Because all them black. That is an immediate disqualifier. Let's go.
I like to travel.
Look at that. She couldn't help but pop that motherfucker. Shit popping all on top of her ass. Look at that.
I like to go on trips.
Popping that motherfucker. And then, you know,
okay. And now what are some things
you can tell them balloons, when them balloons start getting popped, that shit fuck with his confidence. This is what I'm gonna tell you guys, man. When motherfuckers reject you, that shit is gonna fuck with your goddamn confidence if you're not true to who you are. You're gonna start fumbling over your words. You may even speak with a higher pitch because the shit gonna fuck with your confidence. That's why you don't even go on shit like this. It's in human nature to get rejected and feel a little, you know, like eats at you a little bit. So when you walked out that bitch, you needed to be prepared for what was about to what you were about to endure. Let's go.
things you look for in a woman?
Someone that's intelligent, very laid back, knows what she wants, can allow me to lead.
Okay. And now what are some of your deal breakers?
My deal breakers will be smokers. That's the number one thing.
Okay.
Smokers.
Somebody finna pop.
Okay. So we did get a couple of pop balloons. Let's go on over to these ladies and see why they ended up popping.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's start over here. If we can have your name and age.
Alexis, and I'm 29.
Okay. And Alexis, what do you do?
I'm a realtor.
Nice. Now, why did you end up popping your balloon?
He just didn't really seem like too much my type, and I don't know about the police, honestly.
I don't know nothing about the police. You're a stand-up woman. You're a realtor. You can be dealing with no illegal shit, but you got disqualified, brother, based off the fact that you was a police and you don't measure up. Now, my man seemed like he fairly pause, not my man, but the brother seems like he's a well put together brother. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You are dusty because you have a blue collar job. You have a pension in the 401k. You ain't out here scamming. You ain't out this bitch goddamn with a bunch of chains on and shit like that. You're being disqualified for this particular group of women. And look at if you guys could see right there, look at the chick in the white. Look at her facial expression. You see that? Do you see that? That right there tells you everything. And listen, like my uncle used to say, if she follow her mile, she'll fuck. Let's go.
But you're an attractive man, so, No hard
Thank you. Thank
feelings.
you. Thank you.
All right. And now, Alistair, is Alexis someone that's your type?
Of course, it's very attractive, very beautiful. It is someone that I will approach.
And you'll notice it being a respectful man, not like the fellow that everybody was talking about, the plumber guy. Because when they was telling them why they wasn't attracted, and he was telling them why he wouldn't be attracted to them, it was a big uproar about that shit. But him being respectful, it still ain't gonna get him nowhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter what you do. These shows really prove to y'all exactly what reality is.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's go on to our next pop balloon over here. Okay, if we can have your name and age.
My name is Tiffany, and I'm 26 years old.
Okay. And Tiffany, what do you do?
I am an exotic dancer, but I use my money from exotic dancing.
Now you notice something. Let me scale back just a hair. This shit fuels the female economy. Notice they didn't put his goddamn Instagram handle up there. They put hers. So a lot of these women go on this shit to get more clout and notoriety, more traction brought to their page, get more followers. You see what I'm saying?
Too much my type, and
Sorry.
Someone that I will approach.
thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's go on to our next pop balloon over here. Okay, if we can have your name and age.
My name is Tiffany, and I'm 26 years old.
Oh, see, right there. The real T Nasty. I'm gonna keep going because I don't want none of you motherfuckers going over there trying to follow the motherfucker. Oh, T Nasty right now. T Nasty? What you got going on? If your name T Nasty, you got an OnlyFans.
And Tiffany, what do you do?
I am an exotic dancer, but I use my money from exotic dancing
I'm an exotic dancer, but I use my money from exotic dancing doing what?
to fund my business ventures.
I use my exotic dancing money to make it seem like I'm doing better than what I'm doing, showing that ass to attract a baller.
Okay, all right. And now, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Well, first of all, he said that he don't, like smokers. I'm a big smoker, and I don't.
Of course you are. You're a hood booger. But I can't say that shit. First thing motherfuckers say, you don't like women. Because you talk about being a hood booger, which, hey, at least she's self-aware enough to know.
I don't think, the police and an exotic dancer would mix. But other than that, I like the way you're built. I like the age. I'm into older men. So
Of course you are. When you're a stripper, you spend a lot of time, count time to older men who tricking off that bread.
Okay, got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now, Alistair, is Tiffany someone that's your type?
Of course, very beautiful, very attractive. Definitely
Thank
someone I'll
you.
approach.
Okay.
Some tell me this motherfucker right here, he's a nice guy. So every last one of these motherfuckers would be somebody he would approach.
Got it. So she said exotic dancer and police don't mix. Is that is that something that would stop you from approaching her if you knew that?
No.
Okay.
No,
Of course not. He just like I said. Motherfuckers out here looking for love, man. That puts you in a compromising position. It puts you in a position of scarcity. These motherfuckers, you out here looking for love. They looking for security financially.
All right, thank you. Let's go on over here. Okay,
And not for no average motherfucker.
we can have your name and age.
Yes. Hi, I'm C and I'm 36.
And C, what do you do?
I'm in medical sales.
The lovely
And
lady.
so why did you end up popping your balloon?
Well, I just have to give it to you. You were the first guy to come out, and I know that we can only pick one guy, so I'm just waiting.
That's the tale of goddamn what's going on out here in today's society. It just basically told you were the first guy to come out. I'm waiting to see what comes next. And that's what, and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. I Can't knock him. He made that analogy. You're gonna look for better and better and better until the better ain't no more. And then that's why I was talking about with that 45 and all that other shit. To get to that peak, and you ain't finding what you was finding at that peak, then everything else will be downhill. Now, trust me, in the next 10 years, when she get by 50, oh, she'll give him a shot. For sure. Let's go.
Okay. But is he someone that is your type?
Maybe if I got to know him a little bit better, but right now I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, you waiting.
All right. So, Alistair, is she someone that is your type?
Very respectable individual. Looks like you can have a great conversation, and I like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go on to our next lady. If we
You can tell that little pudge right there and them flat ass titties. She got some babies. 2 at least.
can have your name and age.
My name is Nkiru and I'm 32 years old.
Okay. And what do you do?
I work with a pharmaceutical company as a monitor.
Okay, very nice. And now why did you end up popping your balloon?
I don't know. He's just not my type. Like, I don't know if I'm basing off.
Anytime you anytime you hear that snake hissing, your ass is, well, hey, what my brother just said, you monkey meat. Anytime you hear, it's over with. And watch, he's so goddamn respectable. I guarantee you, every woman that let him down, he gonna try to be respectful. He ain't even gonna tell him why he would disqualify him. He ain't gonna disqualify none of these motherfuckers. Just look at the look in his eye. He lonely.
For looks, he's just not my type.
Okay. And what about him is not really your type?
I don't really know. I just don't feel a connection.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And now, same thing, Alistair. Is she someone that you would
Can't even tell you why. Can't even tell you why. Just connection.
approach?
Don't even know you. And y'all still out here looking for love, though. Okay.
She's very respectable, very beautiful. I believe all the women here are beautiful.
Okay.
Look at that motherfucker blue. That motherfucker over there just popped her shit and threw it on the ground. You can't make this shit up, man.
All right. Thank you. Let's
Another one just popped it.
go on to our next
And
lady
you still up here trying to be, man.
over here. If we can have your name and age.
My name is Danielle and I'm 35.
Danielle, what do you do?
I work in human resources.
Okay. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Honestly, it's because he's the police.
Oh.
Woo! Because he the police. What the fuck you got going on, Danielle? He ain't no scammer. He ain't no professional athlete. He ain't none of this shit that they see on social media. Automatically disqualified. You can't be regular, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The point of me pointing this shit out to you is that you can't be working for nobody else. You can't have no 401k. There you go, Bahama man. You ain't thorough for this particular group of women. Now, I guarantee you, if it was a group, and no knock on nobody, but if it was a group of another race of women, the reality would be different. The responses would be different. But since he the police with a pension and a 401k, they're telling you, I'll be fucking with I'm a pretty hood rat.
Okay. So apart from him being a police officer, he is someone that is your type?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily go off of like looks per se. So if we had a conversation, maybe.
Okay.
But
all right.
he the police.
Ooh, they didn't roll their eyes and shit. He the police. And like I said, freeze frame will always get it. Now, that's another dagger to him. Look at his face. Dagger, because he thinks she bad. Well, she's straight. I ain't gonna lie. But look at her face. As attractive as she is, that is unattractive. And she ain't attracted at all. That pussy is dried and cracked mud. Look at her mouth. Look at that goddamn mouth. That shit look like the Joker. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can't zoom in. Sorry. I was trying to zoom in. But that face you were making, That shit look like the goddamn Joker. She is not fucking with you, bro.
Problem when it comes to
I
dating?
know law enforcement is a very, skeptical career to be in.
Yeah.
I respect everyone. I joined this career because this was a calling for me.
Yeah.
And I like what I do.
Okay, good.
I'm a protector. So if you need someone to protect you.
Oh, yeah. See, here you go with this shit that all the motherfuckers say. I want a protector. I want a provider. I'm a protector. You sound like a fucking robot. You kowtow to what motherfuckers say they want instead of just being you and exuding what you are. I'm a protector. I'm a protector. I'm a provider. Okay.
I'm someone to protect you.
Period. All right, let's go back this way. We did get a pop. If we can have your name and age.
Caprice, 32.
Okay. And Caprice, what do you do?
I am a certified Christian life coach.
Okay. And now why did you end up popping your balloon?
Just initially just wasn't enough bass in your voice. Sorry.
You're a Christian life coach. You Christian life coach. And you got a whole tattoo on your goddamn shoulder. What are you talking about, God? What kind of life? You're Christian. And I guarantee you, it's based off of your arm to titty ratio. You got a baby too. So you're signing up to be a step dummy to a Christian life coach.
Okay.
Okay.
Alistair, I feel like I know what you're about to say, but
look how she's looking. She is not attracted to him at all. And she bracing herself. Because she don't like rejection either. She expecting him to say something fucked up, but he's such a goddamn nice guy. He's so goddamn friendly. He ain't gonna tell her what it is. He's just gonna give her the same shit he was giving the other motherfuckers that popped their balloon. Very beautiful, definitely someone I would be attracted to and date. It's stupid shit.
You approach her if you see her out?
I'm respectable to everyone. I give everyone a chance to get to know you, sit down, have a conversation, let you know my goals in life, and I see your goals in life. And if we do match,
you see, he noticed he's doing more talking now because the reality of rejection is starting to set in. All them balloons getting popped, his pitch is getting higher, and he's talking more to justify his reasoning. To justify their reasoning for rejecting him. So now he's trying to prove his worth to these hoes.
Match. Take it further from there.
All right. Did I get everyone back here? Oh, okay. We do have one more pop balloon back here. If we can have your name and age.
My name is Lexi, and I'm 27.
Hey, Lexi, what do you do?
I am a full-time biomedical science student, and
you notice they keep putting the handle for these women up there? Giving them more traction. These platforms, that's all it does. Whether it's fresh and fit, it don't matter what it is. Them hoes is there with an agenda. And their agenda is attention.
And a birth doula.
Oh, nice. Okay, and now why did you end up popping your balloon?
Well, unlike everybody else, like the police thing didn't really bother me, but like as I like kind of walked, it was like kind of like the haircut in the back is like not fully cut, and then the chap lips. Yeah.
That man hit him with the chap lips. Oh, she hit him with the low blow, boy. Gut punched him. And look, hey, I told you, pay attention. The sisterhood. The one in the pink dress, look, she holding her head over her mouth laughing. This one right here, squinching her mouth together, the stripper. Like, goddamn. Low blow. And she hit him low. And watch, he gonna try to go high. Because he guys, ooh, chap lips.
It's kind of a thing for me. So yeah.
Got it. Okay. Alistair. We all already know your lines by now.
We already know your lines by now. Yeah, very respectable, very beautiful. Man, what? Man. You know what they always say? Them tattoos are the sign or telltale sign. Now she look like a tall glass of water and this and that. But Probably 90% of her goddamn that beauty can be wiped off with a goddamn wet wipe.
Respectable to criticism. That's that's who I am as a person. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm from the Caribbean, so we're used to criticism. But you're a beautiful individual, and I'm thankful for having me out here. And you all are very.
How about tell her to show her real hair and see if you have that same
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm a very respectful person.
Thank you. And then we did get one last one down here.
They done all popped a balloon
All
on
right,
my
if we
dog.
can have your name and age.
Kiana, 32.
And Kiana, what do you do?
Well, I'm in the health field.
She don't even know what the hell she doing. I'm in the health field. That's another. There's some kids right there.
CNA, also in real estate.
CNA real estate. What is that a recipe for, fellas? Just pause it right there. Let's go to the chat room, guys. CNA real estate. What that tell you? What does that equate to, fellas? I'm telling you, man, very few make it in that real estate shit because that real estate shit takes work. Trust me. Them hoes don't be making it. They'll put pictures of themselves up there, bitch, looking scantily clad to reel in niggas that's acting like they buying houses. That real estate take real work. CNA and real estate. Oh, bitch, you out there, bitch, slutting it up. You are a slut bucket. You are a slut bucket with no handles. Medical professions, trust me. God rest my late sister. She was a registered nurse. My brother, subject matter expert, is in here tonight as well. I used to go take my sister food on her lunch breaks. Sometimes I would bring her breakfast. Many of them hoes in the nursing profession married. They fucking the doctors. They fucking everybody. That is, women like to talk about the thought profession when it comes to men, truckers, and shit like that. There is no profession that's greater in the thought profession than the medical field. 1,000%. Let's go.
And I'm the supervisor at a shoe store. So
you got 3 jobs. That tell you she's struggling. And she can't keep a man. What kept woman with a man got 3 jobs? You're CNA, you do real estate, and you're a supervisor at Payless. And that's what I tell you, pay less. And she probably maybe the least attractive of all of them. And she got kids. That little fupa right there, she's sucking in. Probably a potential girdle with the line right there. The lunch lady arms, the fake hair. Absolutely.
Yeah, very nice. Very busy.
Very busy.
Now, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I just felt like sticking to the code. I didn't have no problem with
what code? Sticking to what code? You working 3 jobs. This man got a career and a pension and a 401k. Very respectable.
The law enforcement.
Even the plumber nigga that was talking to him crazy walked off of there with something. The respectable nigga gets nothing.
And what
they all pop their balloon.
Not, but I don't know. Just feel like I should be sticking to a code,
Okay. What do you mean by sticking to the code?
That's honestly like I just felt like everybody kind of reminded me and whatnot.
There you go, fellas. The hive mindset, sticking to the code. All the sisters popped the balloon. I'm gonna pop mine too. even though this could potentially be a man that treats you like gold, you prefer a nigga that treats you like utter shit. And we will end it. We will conclude that there's nothing more to hear from this motherfucker. I just wanted to point it out to you. Good guys finish last. Yes. So why are you out this bitch going above and beyond for some goddamn harlot that views you as less than with your regular job being a regular? These hoes want motherfuckers they see on social media. They want a motherfucker that look like he owned. They want the motherfucker that all the other women want. And this has been just proven to you. Watch more of these shows and don't look at it as nothing more than entertainment and as a measuring stick to see what's out there. Most of these people are just there for a good time and not a long time. Recreational use is the word I like to say. You know what I'm saying? You try to be respectable. What does that get you? A lot of you brothers need to adapt to the current climate of relationships and interactions with women. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that is transcendent is just being you, being confident in who you are. And if you're confident in who you are, you will never find yourself on a show like this. You probably won't find yourself on a dating app or any of this shit. You're not putting yourself out there as to be, I need to be. That is the male version of being a goddamn pick me. Hit the gym a little bit, have some charisma and some personality, act like you really interact with people in real life. Carry yourself, in a masculine manner, whole frame. Operate from a position of indifference, not agreeing and telling every last one of them they beautiful and all this shit. You'll be all right. You can go outside. You ain't even got to go party. You can go to the gas station. You go pick up groceries. Wherever you are, you're going to run into women all the time. Women outnumber, it's a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 ratio on this fucking planet. You're going to always run into women. Some of them may be going, some may not. But who cares? You understand what I'm saying? Just do the numbers. Don't be sitting up this bitch online looking at fucking social media at these bras and shooting your shot on the goddamn in the DM and shit. Because that's what most motherfuckers are doing. You don't have to do that. Smell good. Walk, talk, and act like a goddamn man. You'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. I'm 43 years old. My brother said 11-to-1. Globally, 11-to-1. I'm 43 years old. I don't have those problems at all. And I know some of you motherfuckers say, oh, yeah, you might die your shit. No, bitch, I don't have no grade because I have no worries. Hakuna Matata, motherfucker. I don't let these hoes stress me. I don't let these situations of what women say they want in a man stress me. Of course, I won't. I know what my vision is for my life, and it may be something more simplistic than what you hoes are trying to have. I'm going to stick to what works for me. And I hope a lot of you brothers do the same. A fantasy will run out of room. A fantasy will run out a road. It will reach a dead end. A fantasy will. But reality is eternal. Living a happy, productive life is based off the fact that you live rooted in reality. There's nothing wrong with having a $500,000 house. There's nothing wrong with having depending on where you live at, just a nice home, a couple of nice whips, peace. There's nothing wrong with that. When motherfuckers go to talk about G-Wagons and Lamborghinis and expensive trips and all this yacht shit, that's not your reality. And no, neither should you be fucking feel like you're obligated to present that life to some broken, busted ass motherfucker that can't produce it for themselves. How is that shit working out for them? They're not, obviously, they're on a goddamn balloon popping show. So whatever they think is working is not working. So stop trying to live up to and measure yourself up. Stop using reality TV and the internet and social media as a measuring stick for your life. Just be true to who you are. Anyway, man, this has been a great show tonight. We've run into the 1.5 hour mark, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? This has been a good one. As always, I appreciate all the sponsorships tonight. You know, the super chats, man. For you guys who have been trying to reach me on Cash App, I don't have Cash App anymore. The PayPal is at Grown Man Business. Again, that's at Grown Man Business. Shout out to the Richmond for holding it down, moderating up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Are you still with your wife? I don't have a wife. Nope. And that's why, you know, I wouldn't be talking about a lot of this goddamn shit if it didn't come to my anecdotal experiences and shit. That shit is over with. That is a chapter behind, you know, that is, you know, that's over with. This is a part of, you know, starting over again, because many guys have to start over again when they deal with a divorce. So no, I'm no longer married. And that's normal these days. Marriages take a lot of work, a lot of different nuances and intangibles that come with dealing with another person. And it doesn't matter what you do. This is a part of the reason that I talk about what I'm talking about, because sometimes you're just not enough for the wrong person. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just simply means that you're dealing with the wrong person. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, you know, many years go by of you dealing with the wrong person and don't even recognize it until it's too much time has passed. You know, for those who are fortunate enough, they get out of it early. For others, they waste a lot of valuable time that they could have been spending cultivating themselves in the life that they want to live. You know, they've invested it into trying to make someone else happy. And unfortunately, the thing is about it, you can't make anyone else happy. They have to already be happy within themselves. There's nothing you can do, nothing you could say, nothing you could provide to make someone happy with themselves. And if they're not happy with themselves, they will undoubtedly make you unhappy with what you're providing. That's why I say, no matter what you do, it will never be enough for someone who is broken and don't know who they are. And you will notice that these people will go from relationship to relationship to relationship, trying to find that empty, trying to fill that empty void that they have inside. These people cannot be alone. You understand what I'm saying? Many people lack the ability to be alone. And I argue and tell you, this is when you find who you really are. When you're alone. I'm not oblivious to the fact that I operate better in a relationship when it's the right relationship. Unfortunately, things don't work out for whatever reason. But it doesn't mean that I didn't put forth the effort. This is why I talk about, like, it doesn't matter what happens in a relationship. You could be trying to do everything right. You could try to be the ideal man, the ideal husband in a relationship. When that relationship fails, there's always going to be a preconceived notion that it was your fault. It was something that you did wrong. In my past relationships, I'll be the first to admit there were things that I could have done differently. But as far as a whole, as a collective, I've always been who I am. I have this thing where I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm always going to give you structure. You never have to worry about a place to stay. You never have to worry about food on your table. You never have to worry about bills and shit. I do that shit on my own by myself. And the longer that I went being by myself, the longer I realized that I'm okay. Most guys will understand that you're okay when you by your damn self. When you have the intangibles, when you have the things that most women look for in a man, you'll be okay. For sure. So anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight, man. This has been a good stream, man. I implore you brothers to continue to hit the like button. Share this information, man, because I haven't seen anyone talking about men's mental health at all, bro. And for me, that is a problem. And it really just shows you that a lot of people don't care about the plights of men at all. You know what I mean? And so it's left up to you to find and deal with like-minded men, finding a place of peace within yourself. Whatever problems and struggles that you're dealing with, man, you know the answers. You have an inherent ability, what people call their intuition. Women always have an intuition of what's wrong, but they never have an intuition of what's right when it comes to a decent, good man. But men have intuition as well. It's called your gut. When things aren't aligning the way that they should for your life, when it comes to dealing with women, when it comes to dealing with relationships, and you feel like everything is forced, you overexerting yourself, you feel like you're draining your energy supply when it comes to dealing with a person, then it's obvious that you're dealing with the wrong person. Period. So anyway, man, on the way out of here, man, I want you guys to understand that, listen, you guys have, many of you who are still here, many of you guys who have been through a lot of unforeseen circumstances, and you're standing tall, man. You walking with your back straight, your chest out, and your head high. You've been through something. You've evolved. You've grown. You have a path. You have a vision for what you want, the direction that you want for your life. For some of you, you've already found peace. Don't allow anyone or anything to disrupt that. Don't let people bring up the past failures of your life determine the way that you moving forward. Many of the people who still bring up your past and your shortcomings are people who are stuck in their own fucking bullshit themselves. And so they're stuck on a time loop that they don't even see where you are 20 years forward. They still see you from 20 years in the past. And those are the type of people who will never get ahead in life. People who can't overcome circumstances. People who carry around a bunch of baggage of what failures they've had in life. Those are undoubtedly the people that bring you down. Doesn't mean that they're not good people. They just aren't as mentally strong or as mentally tough as you've been to overcome what you've overcame. Do you feel me? Anyway, man, theatricality and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are the initiated. We are men first. Y'all fellas have a good night. Oh, shit.
Young Gotti!